What is going on, everybody? Bobby Fi here. I'm going to be talking about this afternoon slate and then also possible late swap options. It's going to take a little while to really figure out the late swap, but we're still pretty early in the morning slate, so we're going to have to wait a little bit and see what happens for the late slate in terms of that. But so we'll start off just talking about like what I'm doing and what I think makes sense for the afternoon slate alone. All right, so let's take a look at it. This is what I did, what I got in my build when I built it out. I only ended up with the 4 quarterbacks. As you can see, pretty heavy on Daniels, Herbert, Geno, and then Baker, who's going to be, just because of the popularity, I have Baker a lot in the main slate. I just don't want to eat that chalk on the late slate. I think you could make an argument for Dak and Minshew, Watson, Nix. I think there's plenty of arguments to be made, but I'm playing 50 lineups in the lottery and then a couple in the bigger buy-ins. And this is sort of what I've come up with so far anyway. So, we'll see how it goes. This is where I'm at the moment. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot that changes anything. I do like the idea of the Herbert stack at a little bit lower owned. That's good. Oh, nice. Taylor touchdown. That's good. I needed that one. I'm still paying a lot of attention to the morning slate. Obviously, a lot of stuff going on. First full Sunday of the year. So we appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure to please click the like and subscribe and all that stuff if you haven't already. And this is sort of where I ended up versus the field. This is my lottery exposure, and I'm just going to sort of go through my thoughts behind it. I think Jaden Daniels is too low owned for the whole slate in general. He is my highest owned quarterback on the main slate, and basically tied with Richardson, which we'll see how that goes. But I love Jaden Daniels here, so I am going to be way overweight that. And TJ asking in here if you should be stacking that game. Absolutely. I think you should be stacking the Tampa Bay Washington game. I think the total's too low. And I really like the way this game could get out of hand. So I think this is a great for the full slate. I think it's great for the late slate. I have a ton of exposure to this. So I have no idea even how I'm doing DFS wise right now because I have so much exposure to this Washington Tampa Bay game. That's where, again, even on the main slate, I have the 12 gamer, I played it. So I'm obviously going to be playing it on the 2 gamer as well, especially as I don't feel it's getting the amount of ownership it should. You can see I'm basically with the field on White, basically like a little above the field on Walker, a little above the field on Javonte Williams, below the field on Zamir. With Ford, I see I get it. I just am totally fine being underweight that. And I think that Dowdle is kind of an interesting play that I was thinking I was going to end up with more of, and I might actually do that in one of my bigger buy-ins. The other one I like a little bit is Dobbins. I think his ownership is too low. So in my bigger buy-ins, I can say right now that I will have Dobbins probably closer to like 15, 20% by the time I'm done with it. Going through wide receivers, again, like I said, I'm stacking mostly the Tampa Bay Washington game. I like the idea of, I actually think all of these games you can make a case for, especially on a 4-gamer, but for the main slates, I do like some Herbert stacks, and I did like some Geno stacks. Talking about wide receiver, look, I love Josh Palmer on the main slate. I love him on the late slate. CeeDee Lamb, fine with being about the field. I wanted to be overweight Amari. I actually have a little bit of Amari revenge on my other one. What if Watson is actually good this year? It's a real thing I've been thinking about. I actually considered playing him a lot but then I like the other guys too much, so I got away from that. Shakir touchdown. Wow, there's a lot of stuff going on. Everybody's updating me, and I can't even have a chance to watch because I'm doing this show here solo. We will have sheets here to help with in the future, and to go through. He's a more of an expert with late swap stuff. I'm going to go through what I'm doing, but he's the guy you in general want a little bit more of doing that because he's just had so much experience with it. McLaurin's my highest owned player on the main slate, but you can see I went a little bit underneath him on this slate. He's still going to be my biggest buy-ins. I love McLaurin here. Love Godwin. Love Evans. I just got a little different with the afternoon slate because I have so much commitment to that on the early slate that I wanted to get a little different and play a little more Amari today, just because I think it's going to be low owned enough. Jalen McMillan also, it's 9% here, but it's actually 15% for me because of my hand build entries. The thoughts on Brock Bauer. I'll get to all my stuff, guys. Just give me a minute. Let me go through my stuff, and then I'm happy to talk about everything. I'm way overweight on Fant just because it's the worst defense in football against the tight end position last season. And even though Geno doesn't really love to go to Fant and they've got great receivers, I still like being overweight that situation. Same thing with Hayden Hurst for the Chargers. And you can see it's sort of like a little bit under the more popular targets for the most part. I have Bowers more in the main slate and actually don't have him as much in the late slate just because it's a way to get different. But he's in one of my 2 big buys. Probably have the field number of him. But I think it's worth speculating and maybe taking a shot if you want to here. I don't have a strong feeling with tight ends on this afternoon slate. So I actually think if you wanted to just say, hey, look, I'm just going to take a shot and play 75% Bowers, I think that's totally reasonable. This is all obviously, same type of plays. Nothing's really different here, just where they're exposed. So it always shows you a little bit of a different number than you think you're getting. All right. Obviously, I have the Browns as my top defense here. It's the Chargers are the most obvious one. I actually thought the ownership gap would be a little bit different. So I probably end up with the Chargers more in my hand builds and the Seahawks more in my hand builds, and just was trying to avoid the chalk. I thought the Browns would end up a little more popular than they are, for what it's worth. So that's sort of what my thinking was. But yeah, I'm happy to answer some questions. So yeah, about the Bowers, like I said, I have him more on the main slate. I think there's definitely upside there. I don't think anybody has a great feel for what that situation is going to look like. But Minshew, backup quarterbacks, loved his tight ends in the past, like career backup quarterback. I think you could make a case that Bowers, you could go overweight him the most, and that could be a really good way to get a little bit different on this afternoon slate. I'm totally fine with that take. I didn't do it myself, but I am showing everything exactly what I'm doing as of right now. And in my big buy-ins, I'll just sort of go through that really quickly. In my big buy-ins for the afternoon, I've got 3 significant buy-ins. I've got Daniels and Baker. I'm probably going to switch one of those to a stack, and we have Noah Brown is officially out. So I'm actually going to bump up De'Ami Brown and probably rerun this stuff a little bit. Because I do think that another receiver could easily get involved here for Washington. I just don't have a feel for who it's going to be. I don't even know if they do yet. This is the first, we're seeing of Jaden Daniels. Oh my God. Pick 6 right there for the Vikings. Wow. Ugly day for the Giants fans, as I kind of thought it would be, but wasn't quite expecting all of this. A lot of people love the Giants this weekend on their bets. Let me just go to my Brown exposure because I want to make sure I have Noah Brown out of it. Let's do Noah Brown. Wait, I think I got rid of that. Was all of my Noah Brown? Okay. Oh, that's for let me go to my live one. Sorry, let me get rid of my Noah Brown. All right, give me a second here. Noah Brown. We'll go to De'Ami. And I think that's the most logical. You could take some shots at some other guys, but I think that's what I'm doing anyway. All right, jumping back over it again. It's going to take a little while. So McConkey, I have him with the field basically. Rhodey's very high on him, and I like that Rhodey is. So I think that taking a shot on the receivers, you can see I'm way overweight Palmer, so I have a little bit less of the McConkey. But I am totally fine. Again, it's another one in the afternoon at that ownership. There's no reason theoretically why Josh Palmer should be twice as owned as McConkey. I'm big on Palmer this year myself. And I'm also big on sometimes continuation from players you've had before. I also think I would take some shots on Quentin Johnston if I was playing more lineups. I kind of think I want to try and get him in anyway into 1 or 2. But I like the Palmer angle personally myself. But I again still have with the field on McConkey for the afternoon slate. For the morning slate, as far as swapping, I have some McConkey, but it's 5%, and I have 25% of Palmer, just because I think Palmer is going to have a breakout season. That's my bet. We'll see how that ends up. And it's not going to happen after today, obviously, but it seems like as good a spot as any. And the Chargers hammer stack is definitely what I'm going with in one of my big buy-ins. And I think that includes the whole team and the defense. Maybe just a payback game for they had with the Raiders last year when the Raiders beat them 60 to whatever. That's sort of what I'm thinking you might see here today. I am a little higher on the Chargers this year than most people are. And so far the teams I've been higher on and lower on have looked pretty good, except for the Arizona now down to Buffalo, although I love that bet and I love Arizona. I like Arizona okay this year. I don't trust Buffalo this year. That's where I'm at in the overall, regardless of what happens in the rest of this game today. That's where I'm at. Eckler for the afternoon slate, yes. Not for the main slate, no. I actually, like I said, I like Dobbins. I got to Eckler just a little tiny bit. He's in one of my hand builds. But I think Eckler, you could take a shot there for sure. Especially game script it. You know what I mean? Rashad White on the other side, Eckler in pass catching downs, coming back, moving the ball. I like that idea a little bit, TJ. I think it's very, very viable. And honestly, there's nobody in that game I'm not going to say makes a lot of sense. Brian Robinson's the logical choice, but it just as easily could be the big Eckler day. Like it's going to be really play by feel type of situation there. And I am not believing that Eckler is totally dead. So I kind of like the idea of maybe getting overweight Eckler. Maybe I'll adjust a few things in a little bit. Those of you guys who are here, please hit the like button, subscribe, and all that stuff. And I'm not going to be doing my late switches now. I'm just going to try and see if I can remember even how to do it. So let me go to my builds here. Okay, I'm going to clear everything out here, and let's just see. We're going to clear everything and see if we can just have SaberSim optimize it. Reset. Let's see what I did. Let's reset everything. Okay, we're resetting. We are resetting. And we're almost there. I have a feeling there's still one or two things we left in, but I'm going to leave that. So this is going to be for the lottery, and I'm going to see how well this works for me right now. So we've got it on the sim. We've got the sim for the lottery already called up here. So let's run this and let's run this and see what we have here. I'm not an expert with the late swap thing, so I might not be. I'm not doing this the right way, but I'm just throwing it out there that I'm going to see if this does in fact work for my 150. So we're going to try it. I'm going to run another one and update it in a little bit. I'm just not an expert with this stuff. So if there's anybody out there that wants to give me a hand, I'm happy to listen. But I'm going to see what SaberSim ends up giving me of the remaining players. Evan Ingram. I know everybody loved Ingram today. I was not. I love that game, and Ingram I was happy to be underweight on. I did not understand it was over the top to me, the Ingram thing. I really didn't understand. It was because we didn't really know what tight end to play. And whenever that happens, I just will take the cheaper tight ends. I didn't have a strong take on Ingram today, personally. I think it made sense logically, but at that 20% ownership or whatever was projected, especially in the 150, he was 20%, somewhere around there. All right, so let's see something real quick. Exposure, yeah, you're getting, okay, they're resetting the whole thing. So I need to figure out how to do my late swap thing. I'm trying to figure this stuff out as I go, but I haven't had too much experience with it yet, and wanted to make sure that I just was testing it out. And this is sort of a trial show. We wanted to see if people showed up. We wanted to see what we talk about the afternoon slate. I'm going to touch a little bit on the evening slate as well, and I'm going to try and get a little bit better at the late swapping myself. So one $5 ticket in Shakir and Kamara. Well, that's good, Depot. That's good. All right, let me jump into the evening slate real quick, because I did want to touch on this, because we're not going to have a live show later for it. So this is going to be touching on the showdown here. And I actually know, this is good because I know both these teams really well, and I like the Rams. I'll show you what I got in my first run. This is my captain exposure. You can see I went way heavy on Cooper Kupp and Jameson Williams. I am a sucker for Jameson Williams. I am going to keep doing it. I believe the breakout is coming. I still know that it's risky and blah, 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 blah. I'm always going to take these chances, especially on the showdown or whatever, when he's 1% owned. He's cheap enough to make the difference where I can get the other guys in. He is my second highest owned captain. You can see I got a little bit off the board with my captains. I'm not going to go with the chalk. I'm very underweight the quarterbacks. And that's sort of what I'm doing. I will have Kupp in almost all my lineups when it comes down to it, because it's Kupp and Stafford are the two, but Stafford, again, not having him as my captain, I have him 2%. I like the Kupp idea as captain the best, and I like Williams second. And you can see I went way heavy, and I actually did adjust a few things. I let SaberSim run with it, then I adjusted a few things, and this is what I've come up with so far. Now, again, plenty of ways to approach this. I wanted to get different, and that's what I did. Oh, who scored there? Somebody just scored who scored for Miami? Oh, no, it was oh my God, they turned the ball over on the what? ATN. Oh my God, and I was way overweight on ATN. Do I trust Javonte Williams? No. Am I playing him on a 4-game slate? Yes. That's how I feel about that. Nothing really to get into on that one. But this is sort of where I'm at, and I'm gonna keep watching videos and try to figure out how to do my late swap stuff. I'm going to see. Let me see. Oh, they don't have my entries. Hold on one second. What's happening here? Oh, they should be already there. Select file. Why is this happening to me? That should be it. Huh. Oh, I'm on the showdown. That's why. Haha, no wonder. I was like, what's going on here? This is new to me. Again, different type of late swapping than I'm used to. I'm figuring this out as I go. So let's do this. Why did it not go to those? There we go. Okay, so my contests. And let's try this. View my entries. Let's see what happens. Oh, there we go. Okay, so sorry. All right, all contests. We are going to do this. No, we're going to do this. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Appreciate the kind words, Sam. Samuel, sorry. Just trying to figure this out. Like, okay, so let's see. I'm downloading this. Let me go back to my players. This is where I'm at. This is who's left from my exposure in this tournament. So this is my exposure right now in the lottery. Jaden Daniels, you can see I have 23% of. Josh Palmer, I've got a ton of, but some of those, it's interesting actually, it's that much. And Mike Evans, Commanders, CeeDee Lamb, DK. Okay, all of this stuff looks right to me. Unfortunately, the morning guys haven't been great, but kind of fortunately, because a lot of my other stuff, unfortunately, Waddle got hurt on the 60-yard. What happened with Waddle? I missed all this when I came on, so I'm sort of like trying to see what I can get away with looking at and what I can at the same time try to figure out here. So I don't have that. For some reason, it took away a lot of my Bowers. I'm kind of surprised by that. Okay, so what if I do this? Go back to this. Let's go to my build and. Okay. What am I missing here? Rebuild line. That's not going to be able to change the guys who are already playing. That's why I don't understand why I did that. What am I missing? There's some step that I'm missing here. Yeah, to answer Samuel's question, yes, it's definitely too early to do late swaps. I'm just trying to do it for practice. But in general, I know this stuff pretty well. I just don't. I know everything else pretty well. I just don't know how. I haven't gotten familiar with the SaberSim late swap as much as I should and would like to. And like I said, these will be better in the future. We'll hope Sheets joins us for a few of them because I think he's the expert at it, and he's made a bunch of videos that talk about how to do it. But I am trying to figure out a different way of getting DFS. Hill, is that Tyreek? I hope. I don't even know who that is. TJ, tell me it's Tyreek. I hope it's Tyreek. Oh my God. What a terrible throw there. Where's the flag though? What's the flag in the Indy game? Man, that game has been weird. What a weird football game. Oh yeah, it was. Oh my God, was it a big Tyreek? Oh my God, it was a monster Tyreek score. Woo, love it. That's the one. All right, love to see that. All right, let's just see something. Do this. Just going to see what it does when I do this. I haven't tried this before, so won't let me do it. Won't let me do it. All right, so I need to figure out how to make a few changes. Let's see. Okay. 85-yarder. That's a monster. So that's big. I turn my. The problem is he's so popular, but like at the same time, I have a bunch of them. So it doesn't see basically like with the field, but that's why, oh yeah, I just, doubled what I'm up so far. So, or what I'm making back so far, I should say. Still going to need more, but he is my lone, my highest owned, like giant spend up, where I went there. And look at Joe. I didn't realize Mixon had a big, wow. He must have had a big play that I missed as well. When did that happen? Am I behind? Am I just way behind? Oh, there it is. That just happened. I'm like, where did that come from? Oh wow, I've got some way up there in the FanDuel. Ooh, some really nice starts on FanDuel. Oh boy. Yeah, I've got the right parts of the stack. Is Waddle officially out? Can someone let me know if Waddle is officially out? If so, can you throw a touchdown to Jonnu Smith? That would be nice. At 1% ownership, I need a little Jonnu Smith. I've got Kamara, Mixon, Tyreek, Tua, Waddle. Unfortunately, Brian Thomas. That's a good one. Chicago Bears defense. That's been good. All right, we'll see how that goes. I like it. I love it. But is Waddle officially out for the rest of the game? Can someone let us know that? Because I would love to figure that out. Oh, he's back in. Okay, good. Because I've got him as out. It showed up as out here, but it was all while I was on air here, so I couldn't figure out what was happening. Appreciate you, TJ. Yeah, what is happening with this Texans game is very, very, very strange. But I thought it'd be strange and high scoring. Hasn't been that way as much as I'd hoped. We'll see. A lot of weird stuff today. I did bet New England plus 6.5. I'm sorry, plus 8.5. No, I actually got them at plus 9. And then I had I didn't bet them to win the game though at all. I did have the under though in that game, so that's good. Appreciate it, Samuel. Appreciate the update. Anyway, I don't have a whole bunch more to go through. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be worked on process-wise and everything by me, including with this late swap. And I'm going to have to get it ready for my own in the next, I probably would say 35 minutes is probably when I'll run it and update all that stuff. Anyway, appreciate all you guys. Please click the like button on the way out. I want to keep doing these for free. We'll have more of these shows coming up, and you guys sort of have all my, what I'm doing later today. So hopefully it's helpful. Hopefully it's positive. Hopefully I'm right. Hopefully I'm not wrong, but we will see. And appreciate you guys. Thanks for hanging in. We'll be around. And you know what? We have scheduled shows, but we occasionally just pop in. Sheets will just pop in and do something randomly. I'll pop in and do something randomly. Rody, you never know when he's going to pop in with something. So just keep an eye out for us. And we appreciate all you guys. Check out the packages on the site. We're basically charging almost the same for Saber Sim. We got Sheets projections, Goldie's projections, all of my content, all of Rody's content, Brandon Cruz for NASCAR the best. And I just think it's a really good group and a great Discord as well. And we appreciate all you guys very much. Thanks so much for the kind words, and good luck to everybody today. Hopefully we see some massive screenshots in Discord, and hopefully if you're not a member yet, you're telling us something we did help you win a ton of money later. And if we didn't do well, you can criticize me for that as well. So good luck, everybody.